Pro. Today, I'm excited to share with you my favorite anti-aging secrets. Why? Because tomorrow is my birthday, my birthday, my birthday. Yes, I'll be 44 tomorrow, but I feel like I'm in my 20s. I feel like I keep getting younger. In fact, my family keeps saying, Mom, you do understand that you're getting older and you're going to have to accept this reality. And I'm like, nope. Age is just a number and it's all within the spirit and the soul. So you only have to get as old as you perceive yourself to be. So therefore, today I'm excited to share with you how I use all the different Life Pro gadgets to feel younger and younger and younger, even though my body is going forward and forward and forward and I'm aging younger. So I'm excited to share a variety of different routines that I have available that I use on a regular basis. Um, but for right now, I'm just showing you how I'm able to age my skin a little slower than what most might if they weren't using some of these little hacks. So right now, I've got on the Visicure light therapy mask using the blue light. Why do I have blue light on? Because I actually have some imperfections in my skin. So I'm gonna pull on up here, and you can see I've got these little spots in my face that I'm not happy about. Yes, I have the wrinkles and the fine lines and the bunny nose, but I have some actual breakout spots, like little pimples that are showing up. So blue light is really good for bacteria and for imperfections and acne. So we are gonna enjoy some blue light therapy, and then now we're looking at amber therapy, right? Amber therapy is all about redness in the skin. So if you have irritations or redness in the skin, you want a little bit of amber therapy. But for all of us that also have the fine lines and the wrinkles and these little lines right here, it comes with age. So we got to embrace it and have fun with it. But we can put on the red light therapy to regenerate collagen and elastin to help with making our skin feel better, look better, thrive longer, and therefore we can continue to age younger as we are moving forward in life, right? So I'm going to experience the Visicure light therapy mask. I also have on the Aliva Red light therapy belt. It is a red light therapy as well as infrared therapy. And I have it tucked into my britches. Okay, got my pants pulled up really high because the belt has to be in contact with your skin in order for the red light to radiate through and make all those cells nice and happy. Okay, so I have the belt actually in contact with my skin all the way around, which means I have to tuck it into my britches so that I can get in contact with that stubborn belly fat here. That stubborn belly fat just does not want to go away when we get older. And so the metabolism slows down, which means we have to do some other biohack to speed it all up. And so that's what I'm doing with the red light therapy belt. And it also has an infrared light, which is naked to the human eye. You actually can't see infrared light, but you have access to infrared light right here on your handy dandy remote, so that you can enjoy that at the same time. But again, you don't see it. So again, I'm tucked in nice and tight into the belly area and into these bat wings over here on the sides. I know it's so much more fun to actually pick fun on ourselves and truly embrace what I like to say, the flossom. The flossom is you are awesome regardless of your flaws. So be flossom. And so I am engaging the Aliva Red and the Visicure. Okay, so we got the Visicure on. But again, I really need the blue light because I got a little bit of imperfections in the skin today. Water does a body good. So making sure that you're drinking water and staying well hydrated. Half of your body weight in ounces is the ideal amount of hydration to keep our connective tissue, our fascia, our collagen, and our elastin happy, healthy, and metabolically thriving. With that being said, one of the first things that you lose over time is the ability to stand in balance, whether it's balancing on one leg or whether it's overall balance in your life, mind, body, and spirit. So for balance, one of the easiest things that you can do is using our whole body vibration platform. And you're wondering, how on earth do you have time to do all of this? And yeah, I just make it happen. So we are pruning in on the face, we're dialing in on the belly and the gut, and we're dialing in on the bare feet, because barefoot training stimulates all the little happy small cell nerve bundles on the bottom of your feet, allowing you to sense where you're at in space so that you can thrive with better balance. At the same time, we are creating more strength and tone in our legs without working harder on our joints. So while you're all observing me doing this funky little dance right here, my happy 44 dance, I want to know from you, what are some areas that you would like to learn about today as to how you can hack into your biology to age a little slower or age a little younger, or just feel better inside to out and feel flawsome in everything that you do. You don't have to do any specific kind of workout. Just standing up here does the body good. Although if you decide you want to do a workout, there's a lot of different programs that you can follow on YouTube in our group that we have already delivered and created for you. Seek out the 21-day challenge if you haven't done that yet. 21 days of small, short exercises, 21 days in a row to help thrive with your whole body vibration platform, regardless of which platform you have. So yes, I'm so feeling good. I could just totally melt away on this platform. In fact, anytime that I have pain, I get in on this platform and just let it calm my body down. I truly call it the magic machine, because it truly takes away pain and stress and anxiety and just creates an overwhelming relaxation feeling, whether you're working out or whether you're just standing on it to chill. So I don't want to stand here for the whole 10 minutes that we can, because I want to be able to show you some other different little hacks that I do. But one of the first things that we lose as we get older is what is called neuroplasticity. And that's our brain's awareness of how we react to certain stimuli and maintaining balance in contact with the ground. So we have to make sure that we are working with balance, working with sharpening our mind, keeping stress hormones down when we get too stressed, and making sure that we are physically engaging to build more muscle, to maintain lean muscle mass, so that we can combat osteoporosis, degenerative disc disorders, all those wonderful things that happens as we get older. So I'm going to bring my balance trainer over here. And today it's about just having fun in the 40s, because today is the eve of my 44th birthday. And so we can just have fun getting older. So getting older doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like I said, I think it's a lot of perception. I think so many people outthink of how they should feel or how they're gonna feel when that next year rolls around. But it is a true miracle that you're able to survive into a whole nother year. So you have to make sure that whatever you're doing in whatever free time you have, that you're maximizing the opportunities to feel younger, to feel stress-free, and to have fun, because we really don't know when tomorrow is really not going to happen. So working on balance here, again, you can work on holding on, flying away, doing a little rowing. You can have your feet positioned on the floor and just leaning back, really working and engaging that core. And again, I'm doing it at the same time as I'm wearing all of the red light therapy stuff, doing blue light therapy on the face. Now, another one of my favorite little exercises here, as I'm trying to be silly, right here, stabilizing on top of the horizon on the rumble X, okay? I'm having to fire and engage all of these pelvic floor muscles. One of the first things that happens as we get older is we lose our ability to control our potty time. So when it comes to incontinence or being able to have good control in our pelvic floor and in our deep abdominal wall, there's a lot of different things that we can do to overcome that. And creating balance using the vibration platform, which is how I got involved with it to start with, and just really engaging in all this stuff and having fun, less stress, looking forward to it. It's all about truly the mindset as to how we overcome things. Now, if you don't have a platform and you just want to work on the balance side of things, do not recommend that you do that in front of a platform while it's moving. So we'll stop that for a sec. All right, so you can just stand on top of the horizon and just slide your hands down, trying to stay on top, and rise back up to the top and open your hearts up, right? If you have children or you've got little ones at home or you have somebody that you want to play with, you can actually throw a ball back and forth while standing on top. You can get into a little bit of a lunge, throw a ball back and forth. We can do some toe taps. So if you're trying to get heart rate up, working cardiorespiratory, we can do a little switch change. And if you can see, I'm doing this barefoot. Okay. We can step over the top. Gotta make a little bit of room here. Step over the top like the old step back in the 1980s. We can actually turn this into a bit of a partial step. Having fun, both sides of the way we go. Doing a little turn, stepping off, turning, and truly making sure that you know where you're at in space. So yes, good things to do for the knees with the platform. Yes, I love doing this kind of stuff. Now, I could spend an hour just showing you different workouts that you can do with all these different gadgets. But again, today is about my best secrets in anti-aging, how I'm aging backwards as I'm getting older by according to my birth certificate, right? So we have the Velo cycle, and I noticed that a lot of you are enjoying using the Velo cycle. I can ride the Velo cycle exactly as I am. I don't have to have on special specs. I can put on the Visicure. Now, I do recommend that you ride the Velo cycle with shoes on. So I have my tennies here, and I don't tend to wear socks when I'm wearing my tennies. And of course, I got the belt on, so I can't bend over. So there we go. I've also got my free weights here because I think it's really important that we participate in resistance training. So let me slide this bike up here, and we're gonna go for a nice little bike ride in my gym. All right, letting it come back down to surface. There we go. And again, I have not been on this. I had another client on it, so oh yeah, it's cranked up there. So part of aging well is making sure that you're staying toned and fit. We're working our heart, we're working our mind, we're working our breathing, and we're maintaining muscle mass, and we're continuing to move. So the Velo cycle, you can actually move really slow up top and controlled, which is really actually hard to do. Or we can add some resistance, and this becomes your resistance training. There we go. Making that really hard with the resistance. Now I have to turn this to the side because I have so much fun on this thing. If you don't have a Velo cycle yet, I'm not a big person for exercise bikes. I love spinning. I love riding around on the countryside. I love mountain biking, but I'm not one who really likes to stay inside and have to exercise. So here we are leaning back, just chilling, recumbent bike, right? Or we can truly turn this into a total body workout where I'm huffing and I'm puffing and working on my diaphragmatic breathing properly while pedaling away. That's a lot of work. So I'm gonna go back to the easy. Oh, jollies, so much fun. So we can make this whatever we want it to be. But the most important thing is that we're having fun, we're making time. And a lot of people say, well, I don't have time to do everything. As you can see, I'm doing 3 different things right here, right now. Riding the bike, treating my face, treating my stubborn belly fat. Whew! We are on fire. All right, now, again, one of the favorites that I like to use is the resistance training. So I like to be able to do some exercises with the dumbbell. So you can switch it up with the Velo cycle and the weights. I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, this one right here is an adjustable to 12.5 pounds. So we can make it, a little easier if we want to in smaller increments. And so I'm just going to go ahead and leave them on in there just like they are. And we're going to do, like 30 seconds right here, just some bicep curls, a little bit of arm farm as we call it. Getting the heart rate up, getting the resistance going, really activating and engaging in my pelvic floor and the core by grinding my feet into the ground. So I'm truly feeling the energy from the ground up. Normally, I would be wearing my BFR blood flow resistance bands right now, but that was just going to be a lot of gear to put on. So I decided to hold off on that today and just really focus in on the absolute necessary items for sharing with you today. All right, now we've done that. Now what we can do is we can get into a position in which we can work our triceps a little bit more and working the core. And again, I've got the Aleva red belt on. So we can get down here, work some tries. A lot of different things you can do with the weights. But the most important thing is we max out that. And as you can see, I'm loading all my weight on the weights just fine. And so from here, we're gonna go back in this dock. And did you notice that the mask stayed on the whole time? And now we're gonna get on here and go for a little jaunt. Hop it on board. Going for another little ride. Let my arms recover for a sec. I'm gonna crank the intensity up on the pedals. I can either lean back or I can lean forward and really use the handlebars here. Whew, we are chugging along today. Getting a hard workout going. A lot of great things we can do here. Working hard. And we're gonna go slowly into galloping mode. Very slow, very controlled. Recruiting lots of muscles. Making my heart pitter patter. Make sure if you have questions. I'm curious if those watching, what is your favorite anti-aging secret? What should I add to my regimen in my 44th year of life to maximize the next 365 days around the sun? Whew, getting a good sweat going on here. So we're blending cardio, resistance, red light therapy, balance therapy, vibrational energy. And at the conclusion of my day, I'm going to go inside and do some red light therapy several hours later. So if this is how I'm starting my day, many of you on the West Coast are just getting started. Whew, yes. Now, heart rate's a little high. So if I need to bring that down without closing down the workout, we just hop on the platform and enjoy us a little workout, just standing. Because remember, on the platform, it is stimulating 90% of our muscle fibers to twitch in order to work on more hypertrophy, more toning, more flushing of toxins out of our system. And as we are able to cleanse and detox our body of nasty toxins that shouldn't be there, our body has an optimal environment in which it can fix itself in the form of what we call homeostasis. And that's exactly what we're doing right here. And it feels so good. So if you're tuning in, let me know where you're coming from, because we are live right now from Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So if you're watching from a certain part of the country, let me know your time zone or where you're coming from. Let me know what your favorite hack is for anti-aging. I'm getting ready to have a special kind of facial. I'm kind of intrigued by it. So in addition to all this red light therapy, I'm actually going to attempt what's called a vampire facial. And a vampire facial is microneedling to your pores and using plasma-rich platelets, or actually platelet-rich plasma, in order to fill in some of those fine lines. And although I'm very happy with who I am and where I'm at in life, I think the sooner we can get a jump on some of our aging challenges, the more longevity we are going to have with less, with having more less invasive procedures done, which I think is really important. I have no desire to have facial surgery. I truly feel great being flawsome as I am. Whew, that's great. So we just got 2 minutes on there just to calm things down. And oh, I'm seeing East Texas. Yeah, new to Lifepro, go get it. And you just saw that I was on the Rumble X Pro 4D. Oh, I like that. Daily liquid marine collagen. I'm going to have to check that one out because I'm using the Bubs collagen. It's a non-flavored protein collagen made by Bubs. And I also do apple cider vinegar gummies in order to really boost my immunity in my system. So thank you so much for tuning in on that. Keep giving me some ideas on what you're doing for anti-aging and for gut health, because gut health is incredibly important, which you can achieve on the Rumble X Pro. I think my red light belt has kicked off. Yep, it's kicked off, and I can feel myself sweating profusely because the red light does that for you. So I'm gonna wiggle out of this belt, and whew, there we go. Good stuff. And we've had the mask on for a good, 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, something like that. There we go. So we're good to go there. Okay, good stuff. I am really sweaty. I tell you what, whether you use the Aleva Red for the red light therapy or the infrared light therapy, it is a moisture sucker. It really makes you sweat and creates heat through here. And when we increase body temperature, get the metabolism rolling, it helps in blasting out calories and metabolic rate. So it's a great thing. But again, I got to get back on this Velo cycle because it is just such a fun gadget. It is allergy season here in Indiana. So really important to keep our body in the cleansing phase of getting rid of all those toxins so that we don't have challenges with those toxins, getting stuck in the sinus cavities. And so I'm gonna get that heart rate back up while I'm seeing all the comments coming in, getting my arm resistance workout today, lots of abs here, using the pedals and driving through with the hamstrings. I'll tell you what I haven't tried yet. I haven't tried going backwards on the Velo cycle. Let's give this a shot. Whew, that is some heavy resistance. Yeah, so if you haven't tried going backwards, wowzers, that's a coordination challenge. So part of aging is trying to figure out things outside of your comfort zone from a movement standpoint. And this is definitely outside the comfort zone. It's like kind of like an ab lounger in itself in the Velo cycle, and that you can lean back and pull everything to you. You can feel it in your arms, you can feel it in your hands, you can feel it in your shoulders, lots of abs. Whew, good stuff. All right, wowzers. Okay, I gotta grab a drink. Then I want to show you a couple other devices. Since I've already used the red light therapy on my face and the blue light therapy, one thing that I have noticed that has happened over time, whew, goodness gracious, I'm telling you, it works. I've been a strength conditioning coach, cardio buff for 20 plus years, and that thing just totally kicked my tail. And then you get on the platform to bring the heart rate down if you want to, or you can get on the platform and ramp it back up. Good stuff. But the LumiCare light therapy torch, great concept. I have used this on a lot of clients, but you have to make sure and wear the safety gear. Safety gear going on. There we go. Anyhow, it started to develop some tennis elbow here from just playing around with life. And so we just stick that boop right there for about 5 minutes, and just sticking that right there, which is where the ligament holds the elbow in with the arm, with the lower arm. I'm not going to get all technical on anatomy on you today so that you can continue to listen and watch. But what I can do while I am zoning in on that one spot is doing what I call some joint mobilizations or some mobility circuits. And so that I'm getting a wide range. And if you want to get more of the elbow, you just hold the light away from the elbow, or better yet, if you don't think this is big enough and you want to go all in, then I've got my bio heel here on my cart, and still wearing the safety gear. And so what I can do while I'm sitting here visiting with all of you is I can just sit here and enjoy this light. Got to turn it on first. I always forget that. All right. And we are go time, but you got to make sure that you wear the safety gear. All right. So I can just stand here, honestly, or better yet, wait for it. I can actually multitask here, and I can use my Horizon balance trainer, and we can sit here and have us a little conversation. So if you have questions about something specific, let me know. Let's see, can you use them on your face or the mask you had on earlier to help minimize the spider-like blemishes? Yes, you sure can. So that's what the red light therapy does. Red light therapy is really good. You want to be about 6 to 12 inches away, but make sure you have the safety lights on, or safety gear on. But if I'm doing some tennis elbow here, or if I'm just wanting to improve in joint pain, if you got arthritis, you want to get as much exposure from the red light and infrared light as possible on a cellular level. So when it comes to the LumiCare light therapy torch, you can use it on your face, but if you're using it for the purpose of fine lines, you're better off using this device right here, the BioHeal, because when you have the safety gear on, which is really important not to look into the lights directly with your pupils, but if you have the safety gear on, you can hit a lot more all at once. The VisiCure light therapy mask, if I remember right, has 75 LED light bulbs on the mask. And so it's on a much less concentrated level. Whereas these bulbs, these are big honker size bulbs. So they're ginormous. One of these bulbs is about the same size as the LumiCare light therapy torch tip. And so you're getting a lot of these bulbs all at once in a much more concentrated area for a global effect. The idea with red light therapy is to make sure that you're able to access as many cells possible for the regeneration of collagen, elastin, oxygenation, and it actually regenerates stem cells, natural stem cells within our own body. So if you have access to a red light therapy panel, such as the BioHeal, or you have the LumiCare light therapy torch or the VisiCure, it does fill in fine lines over time. With the light therapy mask or the LumiCare light therapy torch, You want to use it a couple of times a day, like morning and evening, but you have to make sure you have several hours built in between those. If you have areas on your face that you are breaking down, like aging spots, you just want to make sure that you're wearing your face gear, your eye protection, because you don't want to use it near your face without eye protection. But in areas that we're trying to heal deep tissue down to the bone, you're going to use the red light or infrared light. Actually, infrared light is more penetrating. If you are wanting to work more on wound care, or if you have blemishes, then you'll do about a ½ inch to an inch away from the face, or use blue light therapy, because blue light therapy is known to be an antibacterial light. Yes, so hopefully that answers that question. And then just keep chiming in. Let me know where you're watching in from, if you have specific questions on other biohacks that are available, because obviously I don't have all of them out here. But I'm going to end inside my facility wearing the Axis compression boots and the Oculax, because the way you start your day is you want to get the metabolism jump started and rolling. Whether it's getting on the platform with the red light therapy belt, the Aleva Red, or getting yourself a cardio with a little bit of resistance training, you got to jumpstart the batteries, jumpstart the engine. Once you get that going, then it's just a matter of staying vertical as much as you can. Vertical meaning up and down, not laying flat, because the more that you can remain vertical, the more our body has to work in metabolizing. And so all of our muscles have to work. Balance comes into play. Joint mobilization, just really important to stay moving and staying vertical, because our body has to continue to thrive and has to continue to improve. When we lay down, if we are not resting and recovering because we're exhausted, if we're just laying down and not moving around much at all, it actually causes more harm than good, because our body is meant to move. We're not meant to lay down like a bunch of sloths, unless that's how we happen to take a break in our day. But we have to make sure that we stay up and we get moving, because our muscles work kind of like a pump. And so our lymph in our system does not have a mechanical pump that moves it around back into our lymphatic system central to our core. And so if we're not moving, creating that twitch in our body, whether on the vibration platform, using the Velo cycle, or just walking around in general, if we're not creating motion in our muscles, motion is lotion and movement is medicine for getting younger. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to stay moving. And that's my secret, because I have fibromyalgia. So the secret for me with fibromyalgia and other autoimmune disorders is, if I don't stay moving enough during the daytime, my body really hurts at the end of the day, which then means that I absolutely have to get on the Rumble X Pro or whichever platform I'm going to use, in order to get those muscles pumping, so that I can get lymph moving in my system, because my system is a little delayed in doing that. But nonetheless, I have managed in the last couple of years, when I first started doing this during the pandemic, I have managed to lose over 50 pounds, and I'm weighing in less now than I have most of my adult life. I'm wearing size clothes much smaller now than I have most of my adult life. I went from a size 14 in February of 2020 down to a size 6 by November of that year. And I did it just using the B3 BFR bands and standing on a platform. And all of those workouts are on YouTube with Lifepro. So if you're needing little biohacks to help your body to thrive, because during the pandemic, we could only do so much, I truly tripped upon that science and used 2 different anti-aging technologies at the same time for boom effect. It was awesome. And so I don't have to work as hard now, since I have really primed my body to work in an optimal level of performance. So I don't have to work as hard, as frequent now as what I used to. So I don't get the inflammation that I would normally get if I was working really hard all the time. So that's the secret. You have to learn how to hack into your system using all these different little gadgets, or a few of them, or maybe just one of them. You have to learn how to work into your system to lower stress and inflammation and increase hormone production for vitality, for happiness, and for greater metabolic regulation. So that's kind of what I've been showing you here with the Velo cycle and all these different devices. Now, I think we've got this on another 2.5 minutes. I don't have to sit here with it, with observing. But please make sure and post if you have any questions as to how I can help any of you in feeling an optimal version of yourself. Like I said, you got to have the water. So I'm going to go grab my water real quick. And yes, I'm drinking out of a plastic bottle, which is not good for you, but this is how it is today. So this is how we're rolling, because we can't be perfect all the time, right? We got to be flawsome, which means we are awesome with flaws and all. Half your body weight in water in ounces is ideal for your water consumption. Okay, Jessica, you're saying yes. Thank you so much for the congrats. I've worked from home for almost 6 years and don't get in a lot of steps, starting a new lifestyle journey and excited about all the things that Rumblex can do. I need to lose over 100 pounds, but my first goal is to get below 200. All right, my dear, here's the most important thing to remember. When you are starting out from a weight loss standpoint, I consumed myself with weighing in on the scale and really thinking that I had to lose weight every single week. The average amount of weight that you can lose while actually doing it metabolically safely and truly defeating the fat storage is 2 pounds per week. So only 2 pounds per week is what the goal is to lose. Otherwise, you're actually losing water and you're destroying muscle in order to create extra energy. So we have to be really careful with that. So what I'm going to share with you is, as you're getting on your Rumblex and you're just getting your body flowing and moving, just getting on the magic machine, as I like to call Lifepro's platforms, just getting on the machine every single day for the first couple of weeks is super important, because it's a gentle, it's the perfect storm. It's creating the opportunity to rattle things apart that have been stuck and glued for a long time. And when those things are stuck and glued together, the body cannot thrive because it's full of toxins. So it is normal when you are first using your platform to start to feel a lot of itching sensations. That's your body's idea of detoxing. Oh, here we go. Hello. Yeah, so now I can see you all. Anyhow, that's your body's way of detoxing. And so if you get a little itchy, that's okay. Keep doing what you're doing, because you want to make sure that you're able to continue to change your connective tissue and how it's able to restructure and realign, because that's kind of what dictates our whole entire system. The answer to the question with the waiver: yes, you can achieve the same results with the waiver, but with the Rumblex, it has 3 motors, which means it works in 4 dimensions of vibration. And so when we're looking at how our connective tissue holds us together, the more that we can rattle it from different planes of motion, the more productive we're going to be in the same amount of time. So yes, you can use the waiver and get the same results, but you're going to have to hack into other areas of your body to make up for what the Rumblex is not doing. So whether it's using BFR technology, you can send me a text message if you want information on that, or you can post it below. But the B3 BFR technology is a double biohack using the platforms, and it makes a huge difference in how growth hormone, hacking into your human growth hormone and testosterone stores and nitric oxide, is super, super important. So if you can biohack into that using the newest BFR technology, the safest BFR technology, because most BFR technology is used only in a rehab or a medical setting, whereas the B3 BFR bands are used more at home, as well as with practitioners and therapists like myself. But you can use it safely at home, in addition to any one of the platforms or the Velo cycle or the treadmills. So many different things, the adjustable weights. But if you combine that with something else, you're going to get whammo effect. And I didn't figure that out until I tripped across it during the pandemic. So yes, the waiver is great. Just any kind of vibration platform is great, because we're creating, that multiple spasming effect in which we can eliminate all the junk in the trunk and feel good about ourselves. If you want information about the BFR technology, because it is not a Lifepro product, please text me directly. It's 317-446-7971, and I will send you all the information you need to know in order to look into that further. I don't like sharing that information directly here through the show, because I like to be exclusive to Lifepro. But it's truly through Lifepro's technology that I started to learn how to biohack into my body to age backwards. Weighing in at over 200 pounds at the start of the pandemic, and now weighing in just right around, like right at 150, and wearing anywhere from a 6 to an 8, just depends on the day and the apparel. But I feel fantastic. It's not even about how I look, it's truly how I feel. One thing that I want to caution many of you about is if you are on the platform for the first couple of times, or you've been on it for the first time after taking a little time off, if you're feeling a little nauseous or you're feeling a little woozy, okay, that is normal because the platform is stimulating your pelvic floor down here to actively fire. And that creates the energy vacuum between that and this umbrella muscle that we call the diaphragm, which actually regulates breathing. Breathing is one of the greatest forms of vitality to improve of in order to age backwards, because most of us don't breathe properly, and we don't breathe, we breathe in too much and we don't exhale enough. So when we carry more gas internally, we get more tension in the neck. And did you know that shoulder pain, believe it or not, shoulder pain, the number 3 cause of shoulder pain is breathing, not breathing well, not breathing deep breathing and truly relaxation, stress control breathing. The reason for that, the reason why that causes shoulder pain is our lungs are here in the rib cage, right? And so if we're huffing and we're puffing and we're ready to blow the world apart because we just can't handle the stress, then the ribs inflate at a deeper level, at a wider level, and our shoulder blade swings kind of like a pendulum on the rib cage. So if we are holding in more air in our lungs than we are expiring out, because we always huff and puff more than we breathe out, then the shoulder swings at a different ratio, which engages these muscles totally different. So I find truly, if I can open up the chest line, separate the ribs from the hips, and get people to engage in their pelvic floor, in their diaphragm, and just sit a little bit taller, shoulder pain can go away just that fast because we are so hunched all the time, doing a little T-Rex work here with our hands and our wrists. Really good for red light therapy to calm that down. But when we're like this all the time, we fatigue and our shoulders start to roll forward. So we start to look a little bit like this. We're like this, and our shoulders roll forward. These muscles back here get ultra long. These muscles right here get really short. And then when we go to sit up or we start to look around, we can't look and turn and do anything because these muscles are so short that when we try and open up, it's like, right? Okay, but it is possible. So think about chest, not trying to show off our stuff, but thinking about lifting the ribs from the hips and just rolling our shoulder blades right down into our back pockets. If we've got back pockets, just roll those shoulders down into our back pockets, and then we can type away, but we don't want to be T-Rex here, okay? No T-Rex arms. T-Rex arms do not feel good, but lifted, confident, blossom, feeling good. Ribs are nice and aligned, stacking up on the spinal column just right, and we're truly grounding really well. So again, if you have questions about the BFR technology, about B3 systems, 317-446-7971, shoot me a text message and say, I want more information about B3 systems, and I will shoot you a message on how to do that so that we don't have to share all that information right here. Other questions that might pop up. Meantime, I'm going to take you into a little journey into my facility where you can see some more of the nice little biohacks that I utilize, and I'll explain to you what biohack means and what we, as well as what other countries are doing in order to biohack naturally for free so that you can improve your overall quality of life and vitality. So I'm going to take you on a little walk. So forgive me if I'm a little bumpy. I got to make sure I grab my water. There we go. So yes, 44 tomorrow. I'm really excited too. A lot of people are like, ooh, going 40s, that's not fun. I love being in my 40s. I'm actually truly embracing and enjoying the process. So here we are in my lounge area here, where I'm going to show you. I'm going to put this on a little stool so you can actually see all this stuff coming to life. Good stuff here. All right. Now, if many of you might not know, but I use my hands a lot for work, a lot. Do a lot of massage, a lot of body work. And so these hands get really tired. And I'm on my legs pretty much all hours of the day, hovering a treatment table, keeping my chest and my ribs lifted from my hips so that I don't have T-Rex arms when I'm working on others. But these boots, oh my goodness. So we have several pairs of these for recovery. These are the Axis compression boots. We also have the Thrive and the Thrive X boots. We have, I think they're the I'm trying to think. They will post it here, but we have had a couple of different styles of these air compression boots. These are fully enclosed, fully zipped. There's other ones that Velcro on to our legs, but I'm going to show you. This is truly one of my favorite gadgets that Lifepro has come out with. And the day that they came out with it, I'm like, yes, finally. So we zip them up. And I want to say these run like somewhere in the ballpark of $450, $500 a pair. But my goodness, I had 3 diabetics that were in this morning. So if you have diabetic neuropathy or if you have lymphedema, these are phenomenal for all of that kind of stuff. And you don't have to be a professional athlete to use them. But I will tell you, little secret, most professional athletes have a set that they use at home. So I'm going to lounge on back. And we got our little control panel here. So here's our control panel. I'm going to turn it on. Yep. Okay. And we are just going to let it roll, starting right where it's at. And you're going to see these booties are going to get really, really puffy. I'm going to look like I'm getting ready to go walk on the moon. These compression boots do not have to be used with doctor approval. Definitely not. What I would suggest is if you have any history of deep vein thrombosis, or if you have a history of blood clots, or if you have complete neuropathy to where you cannot feel your toes, then I would definitely seek out physician suggestions or approval. But you do not have to have physician approval to use these. We use these with children, with adults, with athletes, with the general population. This is definitely my most used product, along with the vibration platforms in everything that we offer here in our recovery lounge. But you do not have to have a doctor's approval to use them. If you have been dealing with sudden onset of disease, or if you have had a recent surgery, specifically, I'll tell you what's great is if you've had a total knee replacement, or you've had a foot ankle reconstruction, or you've had an ankle sprain, these things are phenomenal for accelerating recovery because it minimizes the swelling and works like a lymphatic pump to pump all that lymph back up into your lymph nodes. And so our lymph system does not have a mechanical pump that does all that for us. So this is actually working really well to recharge my legs and get blood flow going and to get lymph from pooling into my legs. It has several different levels of intensity, so you are in complete control over how much pressure you're using in millimeters of mercury. But again, if you are a diabetic who has peripheral neuropathy and you don't have good sensation of your feet, I highly suggest that you make sure that you have somebody supervising you when you are using these, or you can turn the chamber. If you don't want to use this, if you've got a broken foot, ankle, and you're wanting to keep the swelling above that out of your system, you can actually turn the chambers off piece by piece. There's 4 different air chambers, and you can actually disengage whatever chamber you need to so that you don't have to worry about not having sensation and some things happening. Very similar to if you go into a hospital for a procedure or surgery, they're going to put a type of air compression boots on you in order to keep blood flow so you don't have the pooling or blood clots that are setting in. It helps with improved circulation. But they're much different looking than these. These are residential boots, what you get at the hospital, or more medical grade commercial boots. But they're this whole technology started several years ago, and a lot of the competitors that started the technology, you'll spend about $3,000 for a set of those boots. I actually have had those boots, and I sent them back because I could not afford to keep them with the pandemic setting in. So thankfully, Joel and Lifepro came out with these right in the middle of the pandemic, and these are actually better, in my professional opinion. These are better than the 3,000 boots that I've had. They do the exact same thing, much more simplified structure when I'm using the control panel, the control box, and they're wireless. So you don't have to have them plugged into the wall. They just have to maintain a charge after so many different treatments, but you can recharge them by plugging them into the wall. So hopefully that answers that question. Now, we have the, this is the plush hand massager. And so I push the on button and slide my hand in there, okay? And you can see my thumb is sticking out there. This is universal, one hand or the other. So it's got a thumb opening on each side. So I'm going to, and it does have a heat setting. So I have the heat setting on, and I can choose what level of intensity, or if I want more vibration, I can choose all that. So if I'm just wanting to sit back and chill out, I got my hand massager going, and it feels phenomenal for what it's worth. And then when this one runs out, then I'll stick it on this hand. The boots, I had a gentleman in earlier today. He has lost a tremendous amount of weight after going through a lot of adversity with lymphedema. And I had another client in today who's diabetic and has been dealing with lymphedema. And they both, one guy owns a pair of these boots, and it is a game changer for his life. The other guy used the boots today for the very first time and absolutely fell in love with them. But I'll tell you, the other thing that works really, really well for lymphedema is the whole body vibration platform. Just laying with your legs elevated on top of the unit, just laying your head back on the floor and just letting the platform do its thing with your legs laying across it actually helps with inflammation, helps to pump things upward, does a lot of great things. So I'll lean forward and read here. Awesome, Jessica. Thank you so much for watching. I will look forward to hearing from you directly if you have any questions. We hope you have the most wonderful day ever. And those of you that are still interested, I'm not done yet. I'm just doing the hand massage. But we have the Oculax. With the Oculax, you put the Oculax on and then you turn it on. You don't want to turn it on first and then stick the Oculax on. Yes, I will have our backstage crew link into the air compression boots. They were sold out for a little while, so I don't know if they're still sold out, but I'm sure that they will be happy to submit the link. So let me put on the Oculax. I'm going to continue to talk with you about some other things that you can do for anti-aging, whether it's using the Lifepro gadgets or whether it's using a variety of other resources. But I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Now, if you are sharing these masks with other people, make sure that you disinfect in between each use or that you use a paper towel underneath. Oh, jollies. Forgot how absolutely wonderful this feels because I don't take enough time for myself. Now, what's really cool with the plush is I have 3 buttons here. And so I just turned the machine off, and now I'm sliding my hand in, and I don't have to worry about 3 buttons. So I'm going to turn the middle button back on. There we go. And I'm going to turn the heat back on. Yep. And now you can see it all working. Oh gosh. I don't know if I really want to talk anymore. This feels so good. Wow. Okay, so tomorrow is the 44th birthday. I do have to talk because I'm not done talking yet. Oh, this is so nice. Yeah, so I'm going to indulge in my favorite foods tomorrow. And I'm actually taking the day off tomorrow, so that's why I'm visiting with all you today. Gonna take the day off tomorrow. Okay, I really don't want to talk now, but I gotta talk. Okay, so we had somebody who was talking about weight loss earlier. And what I want to make sure you remember with weight loss is that we're just knocking off 2 pounds a week, and that you're not going to visit the scale all the time, because truly you can drive yourself crazy if you go to the scale all the time. I don't even know what I'm saying right now because this feels so good. Yeah. So you need to go off of how you feel. You need to go off of how your clothes are sized and stay consistent. So if you're just getting on the platforms for the first time, just get on those like 3 to 4 times a week for 10 to 30 minutes at a time. You don't even have to exercise, you just have to stand on it. Oh, okay. Well, guys, I am so sorry to cut you short, but this feels so unbelievably wonderful. My body is being so manipulated and biohacked right now. I just don't really want to talk anymore. So I hope you guys all have a great day. And I'm just going to lean back and enjoy Lifepro recharging me for the next 365 days for my 44th birthday tomorrow. And I'll look forward to seeing you all here very soon in the next couple of days. But I'm going to relax. So, peace out.